सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमः शिवाय। ॐ नमः शिवाय। ॐ नमः शिवाय। शिवाय। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम, कर ले बंदे कोई शुभ काम। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम, शिव आएंगे तेरे काम। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम, कर ले बंदे कोई शुभ काम। ॐ नमः शिवाय। ॐ नमः शिवाय। ॐ नमः शिवाय। ॐ नमः शिवाय। खुद को राख लपेटे फिरते, औरों को देते वरदान। खुद को राख लपेटे फिरते, औरों को देते वरदान। खुद को राख लपेटे फिरते, औरों को देते वरदान। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम, कर ले बंदे कोई शुभ काम। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम, कर ले बंदे कोई शुभ काम। ॐ नमः शिवाय। 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 ते वरदान। देवों के हित विष पीडाले। नीलकंठ को कोटि प्रणाम। देवों के हित विष पीडाले। नीलकंठ को कोटि प्रणाम। नीलकंठ को कोटि प्रणाम। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम। शिव आएंगे तेरे काम। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम। कर ले बंदे कोई शुभ काम। ओम नमः शिवाय। 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 ओम यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। The topic which we are going to discuss now is the fundamentals of meditation. Why should we meditate? This is a very important question. Unless we get a convincing answer for this, we will not be inspired to meditate. Majority of the people in this world don't meditate. Why? Because they don't find any reason for meditation. Okay? Mahatma Gandhi ji used to pray every day in that Sabarmati ashram. So one lawyer, he went to Gandhi ji and said, Bapuji, if you can skip this prayer and do more social service, so you will be able to do more service. Actually, it's a wastage of time. So much of service you can do. Gandhiji said, what do you do? He said, I am a lawyer. Okay, sir. If you can skip your breakfast, lunch and dinner, you can take up more cases. Then the lawyer said, Bapuji, how is it possible? This is the source of my energy. Bapuji said, yes, this prayer also gives me so much of energy to take up all these social activities. That energy comes from this prayer. The point is, we have to understand why we should meditate. And there should be a compelling reason. Only then we will be forced to meditate. Just like we have a compelling reason to take breakfast, lunch and dinner. Nobody skips it. Nobody forgets it. It is an essential part of the daily routine. So too, meditation must become as an essential part. So the first question is, why should we meditate? So for this, we must recollect the very famous quote. Many of you must have already heard this. Beware of your thoughts, because they become your words. Beware of your words, because they become your actions. Beware of your actions, because they become your habits. Beware of your habits, because they become your character. And beware of your character, because they ultimately decide your destiny. So, what decides our destiny? Thoughts. Everything related to us is decided by our thoughts. Our words, our actions, our personality, our behavior, our way of thinking, our decision making, the way that we perceive the world outside, the way the world is formed around us, everything is decided by our thoughts. So, if thoughts determine everything about me, then what will an intelligent person do? He will take care of the thoughts. The rest, everything is an effect. The cause is the thought. So I must take care of my thoughts. And where are these thoughts happening? Outside or inside? All these thoughts are happening inside. Therefore, if I have to reform my thoughts, I will have to go outside or inside? I will have to go inside. This going inside, this process of going inside is what is generally termed as meditation. Right. Many times we do superficial corrections. Superficial correction will not do. Correction has to be done at the root level, at the seed level. Right. So meditation is absolutely essential because everything is determined by my thoughts. So I must know how to handle my thoughts. Now in the beginning, Any beginner in meditation will struggle to go within. Why is this struggle? This struggle is because we are used to going out. We are never used to going within. It has become a habit to go out. How do we go out? Through our sense organs, the mind escapes out. Right? Bahirmukhata is very natural to us. Extrovertedness is very natural to us. It is also natural because throughout our past, as a plant, as an insect, as a bird, as an animal, we have gone through all these stages, and now finally we have gained a human body. This is considered to be the last. This is considered to be the best physical form which we can ever get. Now all these stages, plant life, animal life, we have been extroverted. Why? To protect ourselves. It is absolutely necessary. So therefore, this habit is continuing. Even at the initial stages of human births also, at the tamasic level, rajasic level, you will find that people are generally extrovert. Because according to them, happiness comes from the outer world. If I want to be secure, I have to pay attention to the outer world. If I want to get food, I have to pay attention to the outer world. From all natural calamities, if I have to protect myself, I have to pay attention to the outer world. So this way, at the initial stages of evolution, we have been paying attention only to the outer world. So therefore, extrovertedness has become natural to us. Paranchikhani vyatranat swayambhu tasmat parang pashyate nantaratman kaschid dhirah pratyagatmanam aikshat avritta chakshu amrutatvamichan. Which text? Kathopanishad. Kathopanishad. So what is said is, by being extroverted, this person has killed the Lord within. The Lord is seated here, but all the time we are paying attention outside. So what have we done? We miss this great opportunity to become immortal, to become infinite. You are already infinite, you are already immortal, but because you are not looking within, you are not trying to know yourself who you are, therefore you remain at your periphery of your personality, at the superficial level of your personality. And at the superficial level, who we are? We are the body. And thus we die thinking that we are this limited, imperfect body. Kaschid dhiraha, very, very, very rare few. What do? Avritta chakshu, they look within. Chakshu, eyes, turn within. Avritta, inside. And then what happens to them? Amrutatvam icchan. They attain the state of immortality. Right. So this meditation is something done by highly evolved, mature, wise people. Not everyone can look within. So, we have to understand why we should meditate. Why we should meditate? We should meditate because everything related to us is connected with thoughts. To reform the thoughts, you must know how to handle the thoughts. And these thoughts are happening in the mind which is within. So we must know how to turn our attention within. So now, as a beginner, When we start looking within, what happens to us? So in the beginning, when you look within, you find that there is utter darkness. Isn't it? It is natural. But don't get disheartened. Continue. Even if you are not experiencing anything, continue. Even if you are falling asleep, continue. Because the treasure is hidden here only. Oh, I can't go within, so let me go without. Let me go outside. It doesn't make any sense. Isn't it? You have to go within. There is no choice. So it is something like, when you are from that, intense, in the noon time, midsummer, when you go outside and then when you enter into your room, what do you see? Suddenly, in the beginning, you see only darkness, isn't it? And slowly what happens? That pupil or I don't know what, that opens up and slowly things become clear. Yes or no? The eye get adjusted to the darkness of the room and slowly things become clear. Exactly this is what is going to happen at the seat of meditation for a beginner also. For very many years, very many births we have been going out. Now in the beginning you are looking within. You will not see anything. And sometimes the mind will even get dejected, saying that, what is the use? We are wasting your time. I could have done something. Sit. Right. And slowly things starts becoming clear. So what is the first stage? The first stage, you come to know that inside there are something called thoughts. See, in spirituality, knowledge is knowledge only if it is experiential. Information from books is not considered knowledge. You read some books, you cannot be called knowledgeable. No. At least in the field of spirituality. It can be an information. And information is not going to make any difference to your life. What makes difference is experiential knowledge. Now you are experiencing something within. What is it? You are experiencing the thoughts in you. It is not an information, it is an experience. You start seeing the thoughts in you. There is a flow of thoughts. The mind is wandering, fine, but you are experiencing your thought. It is a great success. You can pat on your back. Right? It is a success. Right? You have achieved something. Now you are experiencing your thoughts. You are not able to control your thoughts. That's a different matter. And slowly, as you start paying attention to these thoughts, you will come to realize another great truth. A bitter truth. And what is this truth? These thoughts are generally negative. Yesterday I told you the reason for why thoughts are negative. The thoughts are generally all the time worrying about the world because body is an independent entity dependent on so many factors. So that generally you will find the mind is constantly worrying about the future. Worrying about yoga kshemam, that's the term. So the mind is generally negative. These thoughts are generally negative. You come to realize this bitter truth. Again, don't stop meditation. Oh, I can't handle this. Come on. No. Be there. Have patience. And then another reality strikes you. What is the reality? I have no control over these thoughts. I am a slave of these thoughts. The thoughts are flowing, I have no control. So these three truths you will encounter in the beginning. Number one, there are thoughts flowing within. Remember, majority of the people don't even know that these thoughts exist. So compared to them, you are evolved. Right? Very rare few, they meditate. So, number one, there are thoughts. Number two, these are dirty thoughts. Number three, I have no control over these thoughts. Now what you have to do? Continue, don't stop. Now something happens if you continue. Mumukshutvam starts growing in you. Mumukshutva means desire to be free from this bondage. A desire starts coming. This is actually the beginning stage of mumukshutvam, which will take you finally to liberation. Right. Continue. Naturally a desire will come. What can I do to escape from this misery? This inner slavery, this inner imperfection. What should I do? So as you keep spending more and more time with your mind, patiently, regularly, sincerely, you start learning so many great truths about this mind. And one great truth which you learn, a great law of the mind is, as your thoughts, so will be the state of your mind. You will come across this law functioning at the mind level. As your thoughts, so will be the state of your mind. If the thoughts are good, mind is peaceful. If the thoughts are bad, mind is disturbed. This relationship, this cause-effect relationship, you discover. Right? There is a science. There is a logic. It is not an accident that the mind is disturbed. The mind is disturbed because of a reason. There is a cause. And what is the cause? Negative thoughts. They are the cause because of which the mind is disturbed. So if this law is there, what does it mean? I have the freedom to choose peace. If I can apply this law intelligently, I can be peaceful. I can consciously choose peace and be peaceful. How can I consciously choose peace? Negative thoughts lead to disturbed mind. Positive thoughts lead to peaceful mind. So what should I do? Replace the negative with the positive. You see? Generally, what do we do when the mind is disturbed? Aaj mood nahi hai. I don't have mood. So let me watch some movie. Let me go to some club or pub. Let me spend some time with my friends. Chit chat. And so many extroverted. Are you solving the problem? What is happening when you are doing all this? Trying to escape from life. Trying to escape from your miserable mind. What are you doing? Are you solving the problem or are you creating more problem? See, there is some disease in you. Instead of paying attention to the disease and curing the disease, you are distracting your mind somewhere and say, no, there is no disease. There is no disease. Will it solve? This is what you do. Distraction of the mind is not the solution. For some time, it might give you some relief. You watch some movie. For some time, the mind is away from all these problems. But remember, it is not solving the problem. Meditation is a technique where you directly go to the root and apply medicine there. Negative thinking is this cause of my disturbance. So therefore, positive thinking is the solution. So what are the 5-point technique in order to reform the mind? The 5-point technique is, number 1, observe. Number 2, detect. Number 3, eliminate. Number 4, substitute. Number 5, strengthen. The first one is observe. Observe the mind. Look within. Pay attention to what is happening in the mind. Pay attention to the thoughts. If you are disturbed, there is definitely some negative thought which is lurking deep within. Find out. Detect it. It is a negative thought which is disturbing you. Find out what is that negative thought. Observe. Second step is detect. Detect this negative thought. Detect. Then what you should do? Eliminate this negative. How to eliminate? A negative thought can be eliminated only by a positive thought. So replace the negative with the positive. And the moment the positive thoughts are filled in your heart, what happens to you? What happens to the disturbance? It has to disappear. Disturbance will disappear. If the disturbance is not disappearing, what does it mean? Still the negative thoughts are there. Experience is the proof. Are you experiencing peace? That peace is the proof that negative thought is gone. Are you experiencing the disturbance? That experience is the proof that the negative thought is still there. Right. And then what to do? Strengthen these positive thoughts. Strengthening means what? Make it a habit. Make it a habit to think positive. Then what will happen? Positive thinking will become natural because it has become your habit. And when positive thinking is natural, what happens to peace? Peace also becomes natural. So you are naturally, spontaneously, effortlessly peaceful. Your nature becomes peace. Right? Now a very important question comes. Swamiji, you said positive thinking. How or where will I get positive thinking? So the solution is scriptures. Now I understand do you understand the value of studying scriptures? Why is scriptural study is essential? Scriptural study is essential because you get how to think positive from the scriptures. Now again, let me go into a little more detail. There is a difference between positive thinking and right thinking. What is the difference? In positive thinking, many times it is illogical. Positive thinking is sometimes called as optimistic thinking. In scriptures, we are not talking of optimistic thinking, positive thinking. We are talking of right thinking. What is the difference between positive thinking and right thinking? The difference is, right thinking is always positive, positive thinking need not be always right. Some are confused. What is positive thinking? Optimistic thinking. I can, I must, nothing is impossible. This is positive thing. All these management gurus, they do this. Many times it is illogical, nonsense. Yes, at that time the fellow gets inspired, but afterwards everything is gone. Because it doesn't stand to reason. Once all the management seminar is over, he comes back. He said, I can, I must, but I don't know how I can. You understood? So positive thinking, many times it is illogical. It is just an optimistic thinking. Everything will be okay. Everything will be fine. How? That I don't know. Right. In scriptural study, we are not talking of positive thinking. We are talking of right thinking. What is the reality? If positivity is born out of right thinking, then there is no problem. If positivity is born out of mere whimsical imagination, then there is a problem. It will not remain with you. So in our scriptural study, we are always talking about the truth, the reality of a thing. That's why the name is Tattvam. Tattvam. Tat, the nature of a thing. The essence of that thing. Term also is a dharma. The nature of a thing is called dharma. The nature of fire is heat. Now that is called as a reality. So if you are handling fire with this knowledge that fire is, the nature of the fire is heat, then there is no problem. You will always be safe. So understand the nature of a thing and then deal with that thing in this world. Then you will have no problem. In this world, that is how we do everything. You understand the nature of a thing and then deal with it. The salt, if it is put in water, it will dissolve. Therefore, the sack of salt which I am carrying, it should be protected from water. You see, every behavior is based on the nature of the thing. The gold is a metal. In fire, it melts. Therefore, if I want to shape it according to my need, I have to put in fire. So learn the nature of a thing and then use that thing. Isn't it? In the same way, I must know my nature. Because I have to constantly interact with the world. And unless I know my nature, how will I successfully, intelligently interact with the world? So therefore, I must know myself. This is where self-knowledge becomes important. The subject matter of all the scripture is knowledge about the self. This is the most important thing because every moment I am interacting with the world. The I has to interact with the world. The self has to interact with the world. So I must know the nature of the world and I must also know the nature of the self. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. These three topics, I must know the nature of that thing. Only then I can live intelligently. So here, in scriptural study, we are not talking of positive thinking. We are talking of right thinking. What is right thinking? Thinking right. Thinking right means what? Understanding the nature of a thing and dealing with that thing. Right? Therefore, study groups are absolutely essential. Satsang is absolutely essential because this is the only platform where we are studying the scriptures. And to the extent you have understood the nature of that thing, To that extent, your life will be beautiful because you know how to deal with situations. So, coming back. So in meditation, what do you do? In meditation, you come to know the nature of this mind. A great law you understand. What is the law? As your thoughts, so will be the state of your mind. And remember, another law also you come to know. There are so many laws, okay? When the mind is disturbed, I am disturbed. This is another law. When somebody is disturbed, I am not disturbed. But when my mind is disturbed, I am disturbed. And my mind is disturbed when the thoughts are negative. So there is a relationship. I am a seeker of peace. If the mind is peaceful, I am peaceful. But the mind can be peaceful if only the thoughts are right. So therefore, I must choose only right thinking. I must train the mind in thinking right. Observe, detect, eliminate, substitute, strengthen. Right? So now I understand the value of studying the scriptures. Otherwise people ask, why should I study the scripture? This is the answer. Mind can be peaceful only if it is thinking right. And the right thinking comes from scriptures. So it is not an optional thing. It is a mandatory thing. If you are serious about peace of mind. You have no choice. Right. So as you spend more and more time with your mind, another great law strikes you. What is the law? There is something called intensity of thought. There is something called intensity, momentum of thought. We say mind is nothing but flow of thought. But this thought also has got intensity. Just like water has waves, but these waves can be a simple wave or a tsunami also. So there is a variation of intensity. There is a mild anger, there is an intense anger. There is a mild love, there is an intense love. And you find another great law. What is the great law? Everything starts from a bud and it slowly picks up momentum. Nothing happens all of a sudden. Great intensity doesn't come all of a sudden. It slowly picks up momentum. 1 thought, 2 thought, 4, 16. This is how it goes. So, therefore, if this is a law that everything starts from an initial stage, a bud stage, and then it grows into a huge tree. If this is a law, if I have to eliminate a negative thought, when should I eliminate? Yes, nip it in the bud. A great law. Every time you discover these laws, pat your back, okay? Celebrate every discovery about yourself. Right. Enjoy every stage of self-unfoldment. There are all different stages of self-unfoldment. You are enjoying the unfoldment that is happening within you. Celebrate. Don't keep on crying. Oh, I am not realized. Oh, I am miserable. I am bound. No. Every time you must find reasons to cheer yourself in this journey towards the Supreme Self. So then you come to know this great truth. What is it? If I can nip it in the bud, it is very easy. A stitch in time. Yes. This is absolutely applicable in meditation also. And you learn another great law. What is it? When you regularly meditate, you are able to go deep within your mind, deep within your subconscious mind. And when you are able to go deep, because of constant practice, because of regular practice, you are able to reach the bud state. At the very initial stage itself, you are able to detect. And the law is, earlier the detection, easier the correction. Earlier the detection, easier the correction. A negative thought is just picking momentum, you have detected it. Immediately you have replaced it with right thinking. Where did you get right thinking? Study of the scriptures. That right thinking should be readily available to you. Here is a wrong thinking. Immediately you recollect. What did I study in the study class? What was that discussion going on? What did Bhagavan Shankaracharya say in Atma Bodha, Tattva Bodha, Viveka Chudamani, Upadesha Sara? Bhajo Govindam. Oh, Bhagavan has said it. See, the same thing is happening here. Oh, immediately. You have stitched. And you have saved 9. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Right? So regular meditation is necessary. Slowly you develop a knack, an ability. Just like this marathon runners can run for 40 kilometers at a stretch. We have marathon runners here. It doesn't happen in a day. Yes or no? First day, you will not believe you can run only 2 minutes. You will be tired. But every day when you run, slowly 2 minutes become 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 1 hour. Then you are running for 1 hour and still you are not tired. Why? Regular practice. Everything in life. In the same way, regular practice of meditation. Slowly, you are able to reach greater depths in yourself. You are able to peep deep within. This is a siddhi. And it's a great siddhi because if you are able to handle these thoughts, replace the negative with the right thinking, strengthen the right thinking. Once thoughts are taken care, everything else regarding your life is taken care. So this is the greatest siddhi. The greatest siddhi is not reading somebody's mind or flying in the air, predicting the future. No. The greatest siddhi is this. Handling your thoughts. Once the thoughts are under your control, your words are under your control, your actions are under your control. You choose your personality, you choose your behavior. And because you are in so much of control over your words, the person who is in front of you is helpless. He can only react to your words. If your words are divine, soothing, loving, respectful, the other person has no choice but to respect you. Yes or no? Your words are good, the other person has no choice but to use good words. Your actions are noble, the other person has no choice but to reciprocate with noble actions. So slowly, what are you doing? You are in command of the situation. Right? And thus, you become the master of your destiny. So continuing this journey. So as you look within, these are all the great truths which are revealed. And then you come to know what? That this mind has got how many modes? 3 modes. You clearly see that not every time you are efficient. There are times when you are dull. There are times when you are agitated. There are times when you are peaceful. And you observe, yes, In the daytime, all the time you are not peaceful. There are times when mind behaves in a particular way. And there are times when effortlessly mind behaves in a peaceful way. You note these timings. You will always find during the Brahma Muhurta, mind behaves in a particular way. In a very obedient, very disciplined way. It is pure by nature in the Brahma Muhurta, early mornings. Then you make use of those time. Because the nature also is supporting meditation. You treasure those times. Right? Then our daily discipline changes. Okay, this time is good for meditation, I must meditate. This time is not that good for meditation, so therefore I must do something else. Something creative. You see? You plan your day. So, you come to know that there are three moods. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. And then you come to know that you are at your best when the mood is Sattvic. So everything which are important should be done in a Sattvic mood. And is there a way in which the mind can be made Sattvic to some extent? Yes. Prayer. So then you start becoming regular in your prayer. You see? You start understanding the importance of every spiritual sadhana. Right? Because you are seeing it in you. You are seeing the change in you. When I am in a prayerful mood, mind is sattvic. When I am extroverted, mind is disturbed. I clearly see the difference in me. And then slowly life starts becoming more and more disciplined. The nuts and bolts of life becomes more and more tightened. You see? And so, slowly with your sadhana, you find that mind is generally sattvic. You have created that habit to remain in sattva. And then in that sattva, another great law is revealed in front of you. What is the law? Witness the thoughts and the thoughts disappear. Identify with the thoughts and the thoughts multiply. Witness the thoughts and the thoughts die. Identify with the thoughts and the thoughts multiply. A great law. Now because your mind is sattvic, you are able to witness the thoughts. Otherwise witnessing the thought is impossible. Right. Manasam tu kim margane krite naiva manasam marga arjavat. Ramana Maharshi takes this verse, I think 17 or 18th verse Upadesara. He doesn't take this in the beginning. As the mind has become intensely sattvic, it has become pure. Through an intelligent life, this great truth is revealed. That these thoughts can be witnessed. It is not me. These thoughts are not me. It is something different from me. Why? Because I can objectify it. I can witness it. There is a distance between me and my thoughts. And purer the mind, greater the distance I feel from myself and my thoughts. And the greater the distance I feel, more easily I am able to handle these thoughts. If the thoughts have become a part of me, I am not able to handle them. But as the thoughts recede and become an object of witnessing, I am able to handle these thoughts easily. I don't know how many of you have grazed cows. Have you ever grazed cows? I am coming from a village, I have done this. So when you are holding the cow with a small rope, you don't have much control. But if the rope is quite long, a little bit of force, there is some concept called torque. Those who are with physics background, they will know. That length, the force is directly proportional to length or something like that. So to the extent you separate yourself from thoughts, you have more and more control over the thoughts. And you will find that the moment you witness the thoughts just disappear. But the moment you show interest in the thought starts multiplying. This great truth is revealed in a pure mind. And slowly, slowly, as you go further deep within, another great truth is revealed. What is it? Vrittayastvaham vrittimashritaha vrittayo mano vidyaham manaha vrittayah manaha vidhi aham api manaha. You come to know that this ego which you are talking of, this notion about yourself, that is also a bundle of thought. I am a man, I am a woman, I am dull, I am old, I am dark, I am fair, I am fat, I am thin. So many notions we are carrying about ourselves. What are these notions? These notions are a bundle of thought. And any thought can be witnessed. So as the mind becomes pure, this bundle of thoughts stands in front of you. This bundle of thoughts which you call ego, the I notion, the aham vritti. And what does Ramana Maharshi say? Vrittayaha tu aham vrittim ashritaha. All the thoughts in your mind, they take root from this I thought, aham vritti. All the thoughts in your mind is coming from this I thought, aham vritti. This notion, the bundle of notion about oneself. So what I need to do? I need not have to deal with thoughts, all random foolish thoughts. I have to deal with only one thought. Which thought? I thought, aham vritti. Ahamayam kuto bhavati chinvata aipatatyaham nija vicharanam. So instead of paying attention to all other thoughts, I now start paying attention to I thought. I start witnessing this aham vritti. And then what happens? Ahaminashabhajyahamahantaya sfurati hridsvayam paramapurnasa. And when I start witnessing this I thought, I, wonder of wonders, aham patati. It falls. It disappears. And in its place, in the place of this false I, the real I shines forth. And what is the nature of this real I? Paramapurnasat. The supremely perfect, infinite, immortal, blissful, Satchit Ananda Surupa I shines forth. The place where we are experiencing aham, the imperfect I, that imperfect I falls and the perfect I as pure consciousness shines forth. And Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, this is Isha Darshanam Sw Aparajitananda. This is vision of God. What is vision of God? Knowing oneself as the Supreme Self. Right. This is the culmination. Bhedyate hridaya granthi chidyante sarva samshayaha. All the doubts are gone. The jiva bhava is gone. Now you know you are not the body, but the pure consciousness witnessing the body. I am that witnessing consciousness which has no birth, which has no death, which is blissful, which is all perfect, which is God Himself. Aham Brahma Asmi. This is the culmination. Okay. So this is a journey. Where should we start? We have reached the peak of the Everest, but every climber has to start from the base. So every day meditate. Even if no results come, sit for some time. Look within. Slowly, slowly, slowly you develop the stamina to go within. The great truths about the inner world. I had to finish it in 1 hour, therefore I have shortened it. There are so many other truths. The more and more you know about yourself, the more and more you become a master of yourself. You are right. So therefore, meditation, is it optional or mandatory? Study of scriptures, is it optional or mandatory? Yes. Now you understand the importance of all this. Yes. People who live a superficial life, they are living dead. They are living, but actually they are dead. Really, whom can we say that he is really living his life? Only when we try to seek the self, only then we can say we are truly living. Only then we can say we are truly making use of this human birth. We must evolve. It's a wonderful gift from God. It's a wonderful opportunity given by God. We must thoroughly make use of it. Then we can say, yes, I have led a fulfilling life. I have made use of this human birth, this gift of life. What I have is His gift to me. What I do with what I have is my gift to Him. Isn't it? As Gurudev used to say. So let us all make use of this wonderful opportunity through regular meditation based on the study of the scriptures. Right? Okay, time is up. Shankara Guru Jaya Shankara Guru Shankara Guru Shankara Bhagavat Pada Shankara Guru Shankara Guru Jaya Shankara Guru Shankara Bhagavat Pada Shankara Guru Shankara Guru Shankara Guru Shankara Bhagavat Pada Shankara Guru Up अपार महिमा गुरुनाथ अपार कृपा सागरा गुरुनाथ गुरुनाथ जय गुरुनाथ सद्गुरुनाथ गुरुनाथ 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 सद्गुरुनाथ गुरुनाथ दीन दयालो गुरुनाथ दीन परिपूर्ण कृपालो गुरुनाथ परिपूर्ण गुरुनाथ जय गुरुनाथ सद्गुरुनाथ गुरुनाथ 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 सद्गुरुनाथ गुरुनाथ शंकर गुरु जय शंकर गुरु शंकर गुरु जय शंकर भगवत्पाद शंकर गुरु शंकर भगवत्पाद शंकर गुरु बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।